Welcome to the Now Perspective. My name is Jonathan Azarel Avina. This channel exists to contextualize the gospel. I'm here to talk on a variety of issues, whether it's politics, whether it's music, whether it's things happening with the church currently. We're going to give you a perspective of a 25-year-old. I am an immigrant, but first and foremost, I am a child of God, right? And so I do believe in Jesus Christ. So today, we're going to be reacting to Vivek Ramaswamy, right? So he has pledged his allegiance to the Republican Party in 2024. But before that, he's always been very vocal about his allegiance. This is not the first time I'm hearing about Vivek. He is very active when it comes to politics, when it comes to just growing businesses, right? And so he himself is an entrepreneur, started a pharmaceutical company, and so he's done a variety of things, right? So Vivek spoke in the RNC part 2, day 2. I believe Donald Trump is going to be speaking tomorrow, which is Donald Trump is going to be speaking on Thursday. So today's day 2. Yesterday was the day 1, Monday. Vivek spoke today. It's still live right now as I'm making this video. Currently, Donald Trump's daughter-in-law is speaking. I really wanted to react to this. I saw Elon Musk post this on X, formerly known as Twitter. And so, yeah, I want to react because Elon Musk posted this and said, "Well said!" exclamation marks. So let's check it out.
Because you know what? Fear has been infectious in this country, but courage can be contagious too. That too is what it means to be an American.
Yeah. Wow.
And you know what?
That was good.
If you're at home and you disagree with everything I just said, our message to you is this. We will still defend to the death your right to say it, because that is who we are as Americans. We are the country where we can disagree like hell and still get together at the dinner table at the end of it. That is the America I know. That is the America we miss. We do not have to be ancient Rome. We don't have to be this nation in decline. We can still be a nation in our ascent. A nation whose best days, not in some fake politician way, but in a true way, a nation whose best days.
I love how you said that. So good, spot on. This is something that is proclaimed in the Republican, the conservative side of things, and it's the freedom of speech, right? The ability to speak freely, whether you believe on the right side, on the left side, whatever side you're on, whether you're in the middle, no matter your views on these topics, you are able to speak freely about these topics, right? And so that is something that we cannot lose as a country, right? And he hit it spot on, and he emphasized it because this is something that we see very fluidly when it comes to the left side, saying you shouldn't say this, you can't say this, you can't say that. We've seen a variety of censorships, cancel culture, because they don't like what this person has said. We got the mob canceling these people, right? These are some good people as well, right? Just canceling outright for disagreeing with them, right? And so I think it's super important that we stand on the freedom of speech, even if it's somebody that you disagree with, right? And in this channel, I say certain things that people very much disagree with. You'll see it in the comments if you look at the comments of these videos, right? And again, that is okay. You know, you can disagree. I'm not gonna bow down and say, oh, you know what, yeah, I agree with. No, like, you know, I stand firm on certain beliefs, right? You should stand firm on your beliefs, right? I think us as humans, we have to recognize and be sober-minded on our biases, on, you know, what are the facts, and let's talk about them reasonably as humans, right? However, that is not seen like that on the left side. Unfortunately, it is not, right? And so, again, great point. I love how he brought that straight out the gate, right? I don't know how far we are into his speech, but it sounds like he's already been rocking and rolling. Let's keep watching.
Days are actually still ahead of us. Still on our way to that shining city on a hill, that country where no matter who you are, or where your parents came from, or what your skin color is, or how long your last name is, that you will still get ahead in this country with your own hard work. your own commitment, your own dedication, and that you know what? You are free to speak your mind at every step of the way. That is the American dream. That is what won us the American Revolution. That is what reunited us after the Civil War. That is what won us 2 world wars and the Cold War. That is what still gives hope to the free world. And if we can revive that dream over group identity and victimhood and grievance, then nobody in the world, not a nation, not a corporation, not a virus, not China, is going to defeat us. That is what American exceptionalism is all about. And that is what we will revive this November when we send Donald J. Trump back to the White House. Because you know what?
So good. So good. Very hype. I'm sure there was more good stuff that he said. So true, man. America is so great and is known all across the world for the opportunity of, like I just mentioned, the freedom that we are able to, speak freely on a variety of topics, but the freedom to excel, right, when it comes to a business standpoint, to achieve our dreams, no matter what situation you started in, no matter how poor you started, no matter how you speak even, right? If you push yourself to learn the language, push yourself to assimilate, right? This is a country with opportunity, right? There is opportunity in this country, no matter the color of your skin. I am Hispanic. I'm of brown skin, right? I was told all throughout my middle school, my high school, that I was in a minority, that I was, as far as in comparison to the majority white male here, I will not be able to exceed past because of my skin color. I am at a disadvantage, right? The word that people like to, and I believed this for a chunk of my life until I started working, and then I started to excel in every other position that I would put myself in because I put in the work, right? And in these areas, I definitely was able to see results. And this is the thing that people don't realize about our country, right? When it comes to whether you're left or right or in the middle, whatever, it's like you don't understand how hard it is to achieve certain dreams. You talk about a disadvantage here in America. Disadvantage would be growing up in the middle of places where they mine cobalt for batteries, right? Those families are in a disadvantage, right? Those families are stuck in a cycle of payments that they cannot get out of and have to wake up in the very early morning to avoid the sun or being out in the sun for an extreme amount of time, and then go mine under holes with very minimal equipment, and then having to risk their lives breathing these chemicals, breathing these these very harmful things, and having to have their kids work to pay off a bill that they have fallen a victim to. That's real oppression. That's real if we want to talk about disadvantage, that's a real disadvantage. You know what I mean? And so to live in a country like this, right? I'm not saying that nobody is in a disadvantage here in this. I fully understand that there's people with certain disabilities that may not have the same opportunities as someone that's fully healthy, functioning in every bone in their body, every muscle in their body, right? However, there's still opportunity even for people like that, right? There's still opportunity for those that really want it here in America. There's an opportunity for you. And if you are being told this lie that, you're at a disadvantage, you can't do it because of this, you can't do it because of that, you can't do it because of this, you can't do it because, you start then believing these things, right? And you start then feeding on to all these lies, right? And you will then act accordingly. You will then possibly not work as hard. You will because you will be discouraged. You will be like, well, if I can't get it, well, I'll resort to some other ways of getting it. That could be stealing, that could be theft, that could be scamming, that could be trying to find shortcuts into, whatever it is, and it's like there's so many opportunities here in this America, right? It's a beautiful country. It's a great country. I'm proud to live in this country with so much opportunity. I want to add value to this country, and not to get too personal in my own just life or whatever. But I remember growing up, there was a period, 2008, you guys might remember, it was a really hard time. The economy was plummeted. it was really bad. It was a recession, right? And so, anyways, it was hard to get work. It was hard to get jobs. I remember my parents had to resort to food stamps. You know what I mean? And so, and my dad vividly told me what these were, that this was money from the government. Of course, we pay taxes to be able to be eligible for these things, right? But he told me this is something that we're doing temporarily because of where we're at in this economy and the job that I was laid off in, to make ends meet. However, Jonathan, this is not something that I am proud to use. This is not something that I want to use as all the time. No, this is for the moment, the situation that we're at. We're going to use this. But as soon as I get a job that can pay our bills, I am out of food stamps, EBT, even going to food banks, right? We would do that, right? For a short period of my life that I remember. And as soon as my dad got a job, as soon as he was able to provide for the family in that sense, he cut it off. He went and he cut it off, and he pays his taxes, you know? And so that taught me, it's like, there are resources in this country. And it showed me in the angle that he had, the worldview that he had was, yeah, use what's available to you, but you can't rely on that, or else ultimately you will then be controlled by that system. You can use what's around you. Please, you have to use what's around you to move up. However, once you have the opportunity, you then have to make opportunities for yourself. You cannot rely on these systems placed here, right? You have to then work towards better opportunity, and then, you know, allow other people that are in that position that you were in to use these systems that are in place there to help families, right? So look, if you found any value in this, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Peace.